Well, hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today I am on board a brand spanking new Can-Am Spyder RT. Yeah, haha, that's what I said. Brand new Spyder RT. Is it a limited? Is it a sea to sky? Well, look at a few pictures. Here you go. So you may be saying, Coach, that doesn't look like a limited or a sea to sky. You were absolutely 100% correct. You passed your test. This is the 2023 Can-Am Spyder RT. This is the base model. This is the bottom of the line, baby. But the reason for the bottom of the line, if you want to call it that, I call it the entry level of one of the finest touring platforms on the planet, is the Can-Am Spyder RT base. It has plenty of storage capacity, plenty of power, the same wheelbase, the same steering, the same performance characteristics as the more expensive big brothers in the family. And what I wanted to do is see if this right here, on more of a budget, I'll drop the MSRP right up here. Well, that dude was ready to cut my corner just a little bit, wasn't he? But anyway, I'll drop the MSRP like right here. You'll know what this thing costs, and then we'll do a comparison. We'll see what the RT Limited costs, and we'll see what the Sea to Sky costs. Now, because these are in less popular demand, you're probably going to be able to find a good deal on these. And that is the general idea. Do you need more? Well, you know, it's always nice to have the fancy schmancy stuff, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with knowing that you can play the game and tour this beautiful country of ours, or of yours, based on where you are, without having to break the piggy bank. You don't always have to buy the top of the line to have something that's really, really nice. But before we get going with my first seat of the pants analysis of the Can-Am Spyder RT, if you would do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. 60% of the people that watch this channel are not subscribed. If you do subscribe, moves us up into the algorithm and it gets us played more and suggested more. So if you do that, I'd appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to stop at this little stop sign right here, even though I know I did a little bit of a walk around just a minute ago. Let's look at this. So I'm going to stop here. We'll hit the old park and brake. Boop. There we go. So the old RT Limited, like mine, that I have, the 2019, has foot pegs. The new RT base models have the running boards. Another thing that it has is this color matched panel right here. Now this panel will pop right off very easily, and then you can put a link system back here. You can put a link backrest right there. I've got the link stuff from the Ryker that I had, and so the idea is to show you how you could take all of the functions of this and put it all together and have a touring package without spending every dime that you've ever made in your life. For those who can't afford that big model, or say, you know what, I'd like to save a nickel if I can. And anyone who knows me, they know I'm not cheap. But I'm also not the kind to just throw money away. All right, so well, first let's talk about the running boards. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a motorcycle guy. I like foot pegs, but I'm going to tell you, these running boards, they feel nice. They are so roomy. I feel like I'm walking. I mean, man, this is crazy. Look at the room that I have here. I mean, is that crazy? It really is quite magnificent. So I've got to say I like them. The one thing that is going to take a little getting used to is the brake position, because I like covering my brake the whole time I ride, and on a foot peg I'm used to that. And right here you could see the design is for your foot to be sitting more to the side, and then you're just on and off. I am one that on a motorcycle I'm always covering the brake, and so that takes a little getting used to. That's some reprogramming for the old Coach Bob. For those of you who aren't reprogramming, it won't be a problem for you, but it's something that's different for me. So the footboards, they're interesting. I like them. I think I'm going to like them a lot. I think if you had highway pegs on this, man, you'd have more real estate to prop your old dogs up at than you know what to do with. I mean, which, you know, for long-term touring, it's not about looking cool. It's about maximum comfort. So you'll be able to utilize that. Okay, so that's a difference. That's a feeling difference too from seat of the pants experience. Next thing I've noticed, and I talked to the Can-Am representatives, the designers of the newer Spyder, because I was asking them, did all you change, was it just body style? Was it just cosmetics? And they were listing literally hundreds of changes that were made to the Spyder in order to lower the center of gravity and to make it more, to make it handle a little better and make it feel a little more stable in the turns. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn right here on this little road here. Got a couple of nice little curves that we're going to hit back in here. So we'll jump from topic to topic here. Let's get around this curve and give you my initial feeling on sway and dip and see how it feels, see if it does feel different. Now these turns here are not real wild, they're not real crazy. I just want to get the feel of it. So what I'm doing is I'm moving my butt around on the seat, seeing how it feels. Feels quite comfortable. Now those aren't the real turns. Now what I'm doing is I'm pulling from side to side to see how much dip I can create. Now this machine is obviously newer than my Spyder, and so it's going to be a little more stiff, I would say, because it's not broken in. It doesn't have those 30,000 miles on it that mine has. But the feeling is very plush, just like you would expect, plush like my Spyder, but it doesn't dip and sway as much. Now I know that the people go, oh, the BohnArmor sway bar will fix all that. You're probably right. But the idea here is to see what you can do without spending a lot of money, and to see what Can-Am has to offer you without spending a whole lot more money. The windshield coverage and the wind noise, man, the windshield coverage is beautiful. The wind noise is just absolutely non-existent. We'll get up to highway speeds here in just a moment once we get through these little turns. I just want to feel it as we work our way through these turns. But I didn't want to just jump into these turns first, so I kind of went a long way around to get to them so that I can have the feeling of the Spyder under me. So I feel like I'm prepared for a couple of turns now. The shifting feels a little smoother on this model than it does on mine. Now whether that is a design change or the fact that this Spyder's newer than mine, I'm not sure. But the shifting is way smoother than mine. The sounds are different as well. Could be again that I have 30,000 miles on my front tires. It's time for new front tires. So once I get the new front tires on mine, I'll tell you if those sounds were the same as. But it does. It looks different from your rider perspective. It just looks different. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. But let's get these turns done, and I'll describe my feeling. Because, you know, I've ridden my Spyder thousands and thousands of miles, crossed the continent twice, east to west and west to east, and then went Key West to Maine and back. So I put some miles on it. I know how it feels. So let's see what this does. So this road I'm very familiar with. I ride all my bikes out here, and I'm going to slip off the seat a little bit, see where I am. Glance at my speed, 52. Let's come around this way. Glance at my speed, 58. So that speed is actually a little faster than I go on my RT. Now, you notice I was not looking at the speedometer. I was basing it on the way the Spyder felt under me. That's what I want to know. I don't want to know if I can just crank it out and go faster. I want to be able to feel controlled as I go through these turns, like I do on my Spyder. Let's go in the other direction. Here we go. So we're just going to cruise right through this turn. Very comfortable, 53. Let's go in the other direction. And 59. I will tell you that that right there, 59 on my Spyder, is uncomfortable. This is actually way more comfortable in the turn than mine. So the lower center of gravity was not fallacy. That's true. Now, could my mind change on it? I guess it could, but right now my initial feeling on it, with no preconceived ideas, just to get in there and see what my sense of comfort was, felt great. Felt absolutely great. So let's talk about the steering, not just the handling. Let's talk about the steering. You know, one of the complaints that new Spyder riders have is the sensitivity of the steering. They're like, I'm all over the road. I'm doing that intentionally, by the way. That's because the Spyder has power steering and it is really tight. The Spyder is not all over the road. You are pushing it and pulling it all over the road, and therefore it is responding. If you've been riding a two-wheeler for a long time, you're going to feel all over the road. I've got a couple of videos. I'll drop some links up here and down below so that you can watch those, and they'll give you some pointers on how not to be all over the road on the Spyder. But the big thing is take it nice and easy, but the steering feels exceptionally well on here, just like I would expect it to feel. So we're going to run across over in this direction, and we'll see what the steering feels like as we get the speed up a little bit on a little smoother surface. Also, we're going to be doing braking distance checks on this, comparing it to the earlier Spyder models. We're going to be doing acceleration checks and comparing it to the earlier Spyder models. I know that the horsepower and all that is the same, but just because the horsepower is the same, it doesn't mean they perform the same. Anyone who's ever driven an old hot rod understands that. Dude just going to take his half right there in the middle, isn't he? The braking does feel good. It feels nice and bitey. It's got those nice Brembo brakes on here. Top-notch Brembos. We're going to go between these two. All right, we'll get the speed on up here. Nice two-lane. It's smooth. A mild crown. For most people, they would feel all over the road on this. Here we are, 72 miles an hour. Feels absolutely buttermilk smooth, which I am very, very pleased with that. If I bump it and oversteer, it will oversteer just like any other Spyder will, but due to the power steering and the sensitivity. But for me, that's not an issue at all. But I've got a lot of experience on these. I'm not going to kill this turn, although I could easily take this turn at 75 miles an hour. I guarantee you nothing to it. So my initial thoughts on the steering are the steering is in line with the older Spyder, a little bit tighter. The handling in the curves is actually superior on this than on the 19s and earlier. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. Surprisingly, I'm enjoying the footboards more than I thought I would, especially in the turn. I didn't think I would feel comfortable on it, but it feels fine. So I'm going to grab a foot full of brake here. Oh yeah, man. I'm going to tell you right now, that was impressive. That was very impressive. Yeah, you punch on the brake on this thing, man, it stops better than mine. I'll tell you that, it does. There's no doubt about that. This is a nice little tight curves here. Got a couple of them on this road. We'll grab these. And the speed on these, you know, I'm not going to go crazy on them because this road is super tight. You know, when I have guys at each end, you know, where we basically do it like a closed course, we can come out here and burn through the turns on these. But again, these are super tight. This road isn't used a whole lot. And what we do is we just communicate and let people know if there's a car coming or something, and we'll just shut it down and won't do it. But because it is a tighter road, I'm not going to go crazy on these roads. All right. Felt very nice, very comfortable, very confident in the turns. So the RT base model, what does it have? Well, we're not going to go into all the details, but we'll give you some of them, okay? Has cruise control, has a big bird, has cruise control, has heated driver grips, heated driver seat, has the adjustable windshield, has plenty of storage capacity. You got the frunk up front, you got your 2 saddlebags in the back. You don't have the big back bag. That is the one lacking thing on this. But if you have your link system, there are so many variables in that equation that, you know, you can just do so much with the link system, whether it's suitcase or an ice chest or whatever. You know, and that was another thing. You know, as we were planning what I was going to be using, a lot of you I know are going, I can't believe Coach Bob isn't riding a Sea to Sky, because I had a bunch of people, I bet you're getting the Sea to Sky, I bet you're getting the Sea to Sky. And what I wanted to do was take that link system that I was utilizing on the Ryker. It has a suitcase, it has an ice chest, it has those things, and I wanted to use it on this to show what can be done, because it can be done. Turn into this neighborhood and ride around. But it can be done on something that is not the top of the line. You don't have to spend all of the big money. Now there's the question, you know, Bob, are you gonna do that? Are you gonna practice what you preach, or when you buy a new one, what are you gonna do? Well, I have an RT base model, and I've gotten plenty of miles out of it, and I love it, and it's been great. So what am I going to do? I'm probably going to spend the extra coin and get a Sea to Sky when the time comes. Could be something different, but right now that's my general thought on it. But that could change. You know what? This experience could change that. Because I can tell you, this thing rides great. It rides great. It handles great. It feels great. It's everything that you would want a big touring machine to be. And it can do it seamlessly, absolutely flawlessly. This is a beautiful neighborhood. You know, I could have bought a lot out here back before they had all these houses out here, and I probably should have. I probably wouldn't feel that way when I was mowing, but but this is a beautiful neighborhood. But again, we're going to be doing all the tests, the 0 to 60 tests, the braking tests, anything that you would like to see. We'll also be checking the gas mileage. I will not be doing a top speed check for reasons of legalities and liability, of course. But I will let you know if it does well at high speeds, but nothing that will be on camera, I can assure you of that. But I'm going to be taking this thing on a couple of trips. Soon I'm going to be going to Biketoberfest. We're basically on the front end of October, about to be October here in the next day or two. I'll be going to Biketoberfest. I'm not sure what day. I've had a lot of people reach out, you know, want to meet up and eat and all that stuff, and we'll try to, you know, plan something to where I can do that. Also, DeLand Spyder Rally. Coach Vic and I plan on doing DeLand Spyder Rally. In the interim, I am going to have to check out the duck crossing. Get out of the way, fellas. In the interim, though, I'm going to have to put the I've got a trailer hitch for this. I'm going to have to install. I'll be installing that, making a video on that. How hard is that going to be? I don't think the trailer hitch itself is hard. Maybe disassembling the rear end to get the wiring harness and all that taken care of. But we'll figure all that out. It's nothing that I'm stressing about, that's for sure. So my initial thoughts, man, the thing accelerates great, it stops great, it's quiet, it's comfortable, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. This is a continent crosser. I would absolutely hop on this thing right now and go to California and would not be reticent at all to do so. The one thing that I would have to have if Coach Vic were on it, obviously a backrest, armrests. Now, am I going to put armrests on this for Coach Vic? Because of the short duration that I'm going to have it, I don't know. I'm going to be talking to John and a couple of other folks about the possibility of getting armrests for this thing for her. I won't be putting a backrest on it unless I can get something that is going to be, again, super easy, on-off kind of thing. But she is more than happy right now to ride on this thing as is, because I do have a backrest for it for her. I just don't have one between her and me, so she can press back into that backrest and hang on. But it is a little different because your perception is different because you don't have that back saddlebag, so she feels more in the open, and that makes her a little antsy. But it is as secure. It just doesn't feel as secure because your eyes are telling you a different story. All right. So the Spyder RT base, is it going to be everything you need? Can it answer the call of the wild? Is it going to be a good in-town commuter? Is it going to be a good continent crosser? Is it going to be the good short commuter? Is it going to be the good short tourer? I think it is. I guess only time will tell. But we're going to be breaking it down and doing that side-by-side comparison between this and the older RT models, so that you can make an informed decision whether as to buy an older one that's used or to pick up one with a newer body style and that lower center of gravity. All right. Well, there you have it, another one in the book. So you, yes, you, do me a favor. You go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself. And remember, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Now you go seize the day, and I will see you on the road real soon. All right.